Okay, and I do want to confirm the size, the width of these graphics, 245. So I will also adjust the width of these div tags to be 245. Okay. So all three of these div tags in this row are floating to the left. Well, now I'm ready to bring in, if you can look over here on the left, the remaining two div tags. If I insert a div tag right now, and let's say that I call this lower, not lover, lower nav. Oops, here I am in the wrong. I meant to put that in ID. Shame on me. Okay, there we go. If I don't put any properties on that at all, and I just click OK, you can see it goes into a really weird spot. That is not where I want it to go at all. And in fact, I'm going to just, because I'm a little bit concerned about that, I'm going to go into my split view. And in fact, it did go in the wrong spot entirely. I want that to be the very last div tag on my page. Sometimes that will happen in spite of being very careful. So I know that this has to follow all of the div tags. So while it's selected, and I'm just clicking on it, I can see it here on line 30. That's the new div tag that I created. It's just in the wrong spot. I can see there's other div tags below that. So I'm going to cut it from here and paste it at the very end. And the very end means before the ending body tag. You wouldn't want it to go after the body tag or after the HTML tag. All right, so let's refresh that. Okay, well, it's still in kind of a weird spot. It's still being affected by the fact that this is floating to the left. So let's go ahead and get our graphic in here, and we'll kind of address removing not only leave that C in there for now, bring in the lower navigation. Okay. So it looks like it went where it was supposed to, but don't be fooled by that, because you could see when I click on the div tag, it's huge, and it's actually going up into weird places. And indeed, if this window were wide enough, not sure if I'll be able to simulate that. I'll try. It would actually sit up next to that. So that bad. We don't want that. So I'm going to come in to my CSS styles. And where did they go? I lost them. Here we go. So here's my new div tag that I just created. What we're going to do is edit that particular rule. And in the box category, we're going to say clear both. So if it's being affected by any floating anywhere else, it will automatically drop that down to the proper location on your page. The next div tag on our page is just sort of that end, and it's going to stack like normal. So I'll click my cursor, insert div tag. It doesn't even need a rule. Let me try that again. There we go. And in here, will it let me remove this text? Nope. I will insert my final bottom graphic, which is named the MATC footer. And once I remove the C, there we go. It is all put together. Now, if you notice, however, the screenshot, the sample, has this lovely blue background, and it's also centering on the page. So we do need one more div tag for that. So let's take care of that. And that would be called the wrapper. on this very bottom graphic, first of all, there's a little tiny peak of corner here, and that's the color that our background body tag will be. But so we actually have two additional things to do. So let's start with the wrapper. So I need a rule called the wrapper. I seem to be losing, here we go, my CSS styles. So let's make a new rule. It's going to be an ID rule, and it's going to be called the wrapper. Wrapper, because it will wrap around all of our other div tags. Things that I know about it for sure are that the positioning will be relative. In the box category, in order for it to center, take off, same for all, right and left margin, auto. I also need a width in here, and I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be yet. So I'm going to type in 800 for now. I know that's not the exact number, however. All right, so there that is. The easiest way to make sure that the wrapper is around all of these div tags is to do that into the code itself. So in the code view, kind of note where the body tag, the beginning body tag is. For me on line 32 is where my very first div tag starts. So I'm going to click and drag all the way through, dragging until I have all of the div tags beginning through ending. So what should not be included would be the body and the end body. Once you have that, we will insert div tag. Now we've already created that rule called wrapper, and it's an ID. So I should be able to, from the ID list, find that, and there it is. You can see that Dreamweaver has put the beginning wrapper tag before all of my divs, and now there's an additional ending div tag to close up the wrapper. When I come back to my design view and experiment with the width of my window, I do have that centering. Now it's a little bit wider than what I need. So I'm going to select one of these graphics here, the very top graphic, or it could have been these bottom graphics. They should all be the same size. And in my properties, I can see that they are 774. So I can adjust my wrapper now to be that width, 774. All right, so now my wrapper is super snug around all of my div tags. One additional thing that I'll do in page properties, I'm in the properties panel. In page properties, here's a section where I can indicate my background color. So I will click and reveal the eyedropper. And remember, we talked about this little corner being where you can select the color. Hit apply, and there we go. Now there are some areas in here where that background is peeking through. Let me just save my file, Command S, come to the live view. It looks pretty good. I just don't like this background peeking through. So just one final thing. I'm going to edit the wrapper and indicate that I would like the background color for the wrapper to be white. All right, that should do it. I will save it, put it in live view, and that is the MATC layout from start to finish.